Welcome back to the Watch Tower Film Podcast, the film review podcast on the Towercast Network. By Cinephiles for Cinephiles.
Delao, do the theme. Do the theme.
I got some string.
Do some rap theme.
All right. Good,
All right, good for you.
entertain yourself with that.
I'm proud of you. Proud, man.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. You may have not felt the absence. I think we only skipped a week. I can't. 2? Hi, sorry. It's been 2 weeks.
I can't do it with the pressure. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know what's funny is I cut to your camera so everybody just saw that meltdown happen.
Oh, God.
Go ahead.
It's
Go ahead.
stuck.
They're all waiting for you.
You know what? And then in my head, I'm like, just don't think about people looking at you. And then it's just like, oh, God, but what
There's
are they
an
are?
audience.
Yeah,
Why
I
are
know.
you stalling?
I can feel them cutting to me.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We needed some time to refocus, re-energize.
Is that why our camera angles look better?
That's exactly why our camera angles look better.
Your camera looks better than ours.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody else.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We took some time to kind of just refocus. We had our 10-year anniversary at the Plaza Theater. If you were there, thank you for joining us. We
How
really
much did
appreciate
it cost?
What?
Oh, we're not promoting it anymore.
Oh, it was free.
Yeah, if you missed it,
It's free
because
for
you couldn't
everybody.
afford it.
It was-
I had a coworker that told me that.
That he couldn't afford it?
Yeah, I couldn't get a ticket.
What ticket?
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right.
And he's like, "Oh man, trust
Sorry.
me." Like,
Doors were wide open.
If my paycheck came in sooner, I'm like, it was free, and he's like,
Still
"Ain't
couldn't get a
that
ticket. No, we really do want to thank everybody for coming out, celebrating with us. It was a fun night. It was a blur, but it was so great. We really do appreciate everybody just coming out to
Yes.
celebrate
We
independent
felt the love.
filmmaking. Yeah, we felt the love. It was
It
really
felt like
special.
a big film hug."
It did. It did feel like a film hug. So
agree.
we thank you. And a couple episodes from now, 3, I think. Some episodes from now, 4, something, 6. 6 from this episode. 6
7.
episodes from this episode, we'll be releasing the conversation we had on stage about our films and just talking about different filmmaking via our 200th episode of this podcast. So just stay tuned for that.
Can we give a shout out to all the
Sweet.
people that made it happen?
Absolutely. Look, we can definitely do that. Let's start with Creative El Paso, the El Paso Film Commission, Film and Creatives Commission.
Yes.
What?
April?
Yeah, April and April Sanchez and Brooke Underwood. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You made our night special. They just helped out with everything that is the venue and the staff and our reception, just a ton of things. So we thank you guys.
The backbone.
The El Paso Film Festival sponsored as well. And La Fortuna Studios, who did all the graphics and everything in the background. Thank you guys.
Nice.
Chuck Horak for emceeing the
And
event,
remember, and for
moderating
being so
everything.
cool. Just being
it's the
so
best.
cool,
Chuck's the
man.
best.
Super supportive.
And not to mention, I mean, all of the executives from Tower, all of the team from Tower, everybody came out.
All the staff at El Paso Live.
All the staff at El Paso Live, the Plaza Theater staff, everybody.
Yes.
There for all the
Our-
screen test or calibrations and all that kind of
all
stuff.
the sound team, everybody just did so great. Thank you guys so much.
Delao's mom.
Delao's mom for coming out. And thank you.
My dad and everybody else came out too. Again, we can acknowledge the rest of the
Trust your
family.
mom.
It's because we know that your mother watches the show,
Yeah,
so we want to make
exactly.
sure that.
No, she's
Yeah.
not watching this month for some reason.
Is it Hood Comedy Month? But no. In all seriousness, we also want to thank Rep. Chris Canales for coming out to present our city proclamation.
Represent.
Thank you to the city of El Paso. Thank you to Mayor Renard Johnson.
We got the star lit up for us.
Thank you to Rep. Lily Limon, who lit the Star on the Mountain in Tower
Come
Productions'
on,
honor.
that's
I mean,
super
just
nice. Hell
wild
yeah.
stuff coming out of that night. And then want to thank all of you, everybody who attended. Somebody
Yes.
from Creative El Paso told me we had like north of 500 people in the audience for like the screenings.
That was
and
amazing.
that kind of thing. So thank you guys. Thank you guys
Yes.
for coming out. We
Everybody
really
who
appreciate
came,
it.
it was just so
Yeah.
like it got to a point, and I think you guys felt it, that it was just hard to say hi to everybody. Like,
Yeah, we missed a few people. I got messages. People posted, like people I didn't even know were there. So thank you guys. Like we really do appreciate it. And we'll release like stuff throughout the year because our 10th anniversary, we're celebrating all year. It's our 10th year. So we'll release stuff like the documentary that we screened. We'll release stuff like the recap. Or like via the podcast. So just stuff like that. We'll just release different things and different updates.
Yeah.
So
And if you didn't catch our films for this go around, this is not the only time we're going to be showing them. We will be showing them probably, or at least some of the ones that we premiered here at the El Paso Film Festival.
The El Paso Film Festival.
Later on
we'll
this
do
year.
some. We'll be making some other announcements, so just stay tuned for that.
Nice.
In the meantime, let's come back to the podcast and get this train a roll and continue our Hood Comedy Month, which we've curated films. Our favorite Hood comedies or some that we just haven't revisited in a while.
Where are my glasses
That
at?
type of thing, I know. Let me introduce everybody in the room. Mr. Michael Delao, offering you cinematography
It's
perspective.
that guy right there. That guy?
I'm trying,
That guy right there?
but I'm going through it.
He is going through it.
He's been going through it.
This has been a sad
Tumultuous
day for my camera.
Cinematographers everywhere.
Oh,
My
dude.
camera, Dougie. Everybody
It's-
knew
it's
his name.
Dougie?
It was
Okay.
officially Dougie. Yeah.
Dougie Fresh.
Dougie's out.
Yeah.
He dug out.
Dougie's taking a break as we figure out what's wrong with Dougie.
Yeah.
But it'll be back.
Basically, it was Austin's camera. That's why we
Yeah.
don't have a. We
So
don't have a
you're
back
welcome,
cam anymore.
audience.
Yeah, Mr. Austin T. Young,
Wait
you
a
can't
minute.
see
You know
on
what?
camera. right now.
Real quick
No,
side
just
note.
real quick. You're welcome, audience. You can't see me.
Real
anymore.
quick side note. I was taking a dump, right? And in between, I was thinking, who's the only person that would have sabotaged Dougie? And who's the only person
Just broke
here
the case
today
wide open right
who
now.
also has keys to the office and also has full access to hate Dougie? Why are you lifting up your screen?
so-
We can't see it.
So who are we pointing the finger at? This guy?
That man.
Boo this man.
Boo, this man.
But anyway, yeah, moving on. But yes, I'm your cinematography perspective. Thank you for having me, as always.
Absolutely. And again, Mr. Austin T. Young, our producing and editing perspective, who you
By
can't
the-
see, but you can hear.
Camera
By the
killer.
way, can we have a moment of silence for Rick?
We do need
Yes.
a full moment of silence for our missing co-host, Mr. Ricky Rodriguez.
Quiet on set.
If I had a 40, I'd...
Quiet on set.
All right, full
All right.
moment, Rick. You got
Yeah.
it. Mr. Jean-Eric Oster.
Wait, really quick. Should we warn people he's not gone?
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just,
he's
he just couldn't make the
he's-
episode.
Yeah, because
He's at Disneyland.
that
He's
was-
not that.
That was the most disingenuous moment of silence. Everybody's like, pour for it, and then just
Yeah.
My apologies.
He's at
He's not
Disneyland
gone.
with his family. He's just going to be here today. He'll be
Yeah.
back next week.
rest in power.
Mr. Jean-Eric Oster offering an acting perspective.
Because I'm black, y'all.
Oh, okay, we're keeping that in
I'm
the
blackity
episode.
black, y'all.
Okay, this is very important.
Bro, it's the movie.
fan.
Yeah,
Everybody gets
okay.
offended. Just
There's
DM
other
me.
words that they said in the
DM
movie
me
that I
personally.
can't say, but
I'm your
Please.
humble film servant, Carlos. I'm the author offering a writing directing perspective. Welcome back to the Watchtower Film Podcast. We're here to talk about Tamara Davis's 1993 Hood comedy CB4.
But wait. Uh-huh. Let's do my segment real quick. I want to know what you guys watched this weekend. Real quick.
True.
Because I know some of the audience
We
likes it.
watch.
I got mine, and I was very disappointed.
I watched a couple things right now as we record. The Plaza Classic Film Festival is happening,
Oh, that's right.
so we went to go catch.
yeah, what we catch.
American Graffiti. The law was there for that one. George
that
Lucas's American Graffiti, so great, so great.
I forgot we screened.
And then we screened An American in Paris. Me
Oh
and
my
Austin
God,
went
it
for
was
that film.
fantastic.
It's incredible.
That
Vincent
you
Minnelli
genuinely
picture.
missed out, man. It's
So good.
so good.
I saw a film called Two Lovers, which I really enjoyed with Joaquin Phoenix,
I'm
Gwyneth
not Googling
Paltrow.
that.
It's it's a great film.
You're
I
old.
really like 2009, I
So
think,
schmold.
somewhere in that vein.
2009. Okay.
But yeah, that movie really surprised me. It was really good. Yeah, that's kind of what I saw. I mean, I finished The Bear. The Bear is just incredible. So
I
good.
got to start it, man, just because you mentioned it.
The Bear.
I watched Backrooms. I was
Oh, you
so
finally did?
excited.
Oh,
Yes.
man, you're
Oh, what'd you think?
disappointed?
What'd you think?
I feel like I keep getting spoilers for that pirate dude, the super tall guy.
Yeah, I kept skipping it because I didn't want any spoilers, but I don't think it lived up to the hype of
No.
what it was.
Hold on.
The internet.
Did you
theory.
ever play the game or ever get into the?
No,
Like
I
the
didn't.
lore
that
of it.
might have as to why.
Yeah.
But I've heard
Really?
that people that are fans of that hated the film. Yeah, I've heard that they were like disappointed with it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first two acts. Obviously, the third act just disappointed me.
didn't
But I
fell
liked
flat.
the first act where it's just like, what's going on?
That's the thing. I feel like this was somebody who came up with like creepy pasta lore, super young kid. And then, he's given like the opportunity to really flesh this out into a feature. But I mean, there's nothing in
24. This kid's
nothing-
21.
Yeah, dude, nothing in the like trajectory. And I mean, this is a hot take. I'll say that. There's nothing in the kid's trajectory up till now that said, oh, he's good at developing feature length projects and also developing strong 3-act structure stories. Like, and I think if you're pulling people in, and that's the thing, it pulled a lot of people in, and
Well,
that's why
dare I
A24 wants
say-
the franchise. You know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the whole controversy is that people are saying that the film was shadow shot.
Oh, somebody else directed?
Yeah, they were saying, but I think who's the one that directed Creep? He's a known actor and director.
Creep.
Yeah, he's a. Well, he came out saying that he was on set. He's a known director. I forget what his
Okay.
name is. He was saying that no, he did it all by himself.
Oh, I know what you're
Patrick
talking
Bryce?
Is that his name? Let me see his
about.
photo.
No. I remember this. You're talking about Mark Duplass. No?
This guy.
Yeah, but that's Mark Duplass.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy from the League.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's a director. He's like an incredible indie director.
Yeah, he came out supporting Kane. He was like, no. He was doing everything by
Yeah.
himself. He was way more ahead of his time than people thought.
Yeah. I heard him say that on his Instagram and stuff.
So
I
that
saw
gives
the
you a
video.
little bit more credit. Like, come on.
Yeah. No, Mark
Oh, yeah.
Duplass is a credible dude.
And I mean,
he's
you know,
so good.
there's a difference between, you know, having vision, which I feel like this kid obviously had a
Oh, yeah.
vision, because the world feels so fleshed out. I think that's the reason A24 would want to invest into it, is because
You saw it?
No, but
saw
I mean,
Backwards?
I was a
Oh, I
big
was
fan
about
of
to
like.
spoil something. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of like the Backrooms, like lore and the aesthetic
Yeah.
and the community that it's created. Like all that's super cool, but I feel like because of how big that's kind of ballooned into,
Yeah.
I could definitely see that they're just like, hey, if this gets us into the franchise and we can make something, let's go for it.
That's
And-
probably-
Dare I say that specifically is this cash grab. We live in an interesting time right now where I'm all for investing the younger generation. I'm all for giving people a chance and having fresh voices.
100%.
Look, literally today, Christopher Nolan's promoting the Odyssey. He said like incredible things about Obsession, about Curry Barker. Like he was like praising it. He said that made him want to get into a horror genre. Like he's like, I kind of want
High
to develop
praise.
a horror film next, because when you come up with an idea like Obsession, he said, which is like a fucking great idea, like you just want to roll with it. So guys like Spielberg, everybody's praising like Curry Barker specifically, but we live in an interesting time where you're giving these fresh new voices, and that's what studios have always done. They're gonna see, oh, that guy's getting literally billions of views on YouTube. Let's give that kid a shot. He's
Yeah.
monetizing. It's working. But in terms of story structure, as I understand correctly, somebody like Curry Barker went to film school. Him and the other, look, Chris Nolan, I've always believed that as a horror as a genre has to be approached very carefully from a conceptual point of view. In other words, you have to be an amazing idea. When you go see a film like Obsession, that's an amazing idea. The movie works like a motherfucker. This is Chris Nolan talking. It's not about the technical side. It's about the technical. It's not about what technical itches I would have to scratch. It's about story. So I'm always looking.
Nice.
So again, somebody like Curry Barker and Cooper, the actor, the dudes who do the TikToks, those
Yeah.
two, they dropped out of film school to become full-time storytellers. So like, and I thought something was interesting too. Not that it shocks me, but apparently Curry Barker's dad is an actor, a budding actor / director, and he just got Dane Cook to star in his new short film because of the hype that Obsession is getting, right? So
Big fan, Dan.
it's one of those weird times where, again, I keep repeating that we're in the Wild West and studios are just going to invest in what's hot. Is it right? Is it wrong? I applaud the new fresh voices, but I agree. Have these kids done their homework? I feel like somebody like Curry Barker probably has, because, again, the kid has been wanting to make movies forever.
And I
put
think
more in
Markiplier has straight up said, I'm never making another movie again. Like, he just wanted to do it once, see what it was like, and then fuck off and go keep making YouTube shit. So, I don't know. We live in an interesting time.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, if you look at it, Markiplier is a great example. That the era of YouTube celebrities, and even like when we were talking about with My Hero Baltazar and the advice that he was giving us, like this idea that like if you're trying to get people in seats, living off of just a good story is not enough. Sometimes you need to find a fandom. And
I need to interject there a little bit. Though you're absolutely right, and it's what's working for like immediate kind of grabs. I'm not trying to cheapen it. What I'm trying to say is the Odyssey just did its first weekend, and it made its budget back in the first weekend. Not to be surprised, it's Chris Nolan, but 21% of of those ticket sales were for the film formats, were for the 70 millimeter IMAXs, were for the 70 millimeters, 35 millimeter screenings. 264.1 million it made in its opening weekend on the $250 million budget. Okay. And again, accounted for an impressive 51.8 million globally is IMAX. What he intended for people to see the film on. I just think that though, and I didn't mean to like interrupt, but interject a little bit to say that though these filmmakers of the moment, let's call them, because I hope they do well. I genuinely hope somebody like Curry Barker doesn't fuck up Texas Chainsaw Massacre, doesn't fuck up his film that he just finished.
No.
I'm rooting for these guys, but someone like Nolan who's still reminding you, hey, go to the movie theater, watch a film that I worked very hard on.
I think,
and there's a lot of merit there on both sides, but I guess
I don't know if everybody feels this way, but
Yeah.
I think to me, in our current like state and our journey, it's just a reminder of like tier level, because we can definitely, like, you know, while we're having conversations about the films that we're making next and what are we doing, we talk in these sense of tier levels, and I feel like it's a justification that you can succeed at every stage. But you know, there is these different things. It's like at low tier levels, you got to play a different game compared to like Nolan. High tier levels, I mean, you know, he's able to make the Odyssey and it's able to get its money back, but also the level that he's performing at is something that's like career defining, and you know,
he's the event
momentous, you know?
filmmaker right now. The event filmmaker, which is getting people to the theaters. Not that Obsession didn't. I think Obsession's approaching like 300 mil right now at the box office.
Yeah, it's something insane.
Yeah, so on a
thought it was already at $400,000.
$900,000 budget or
I thought
something.
it was
I just went
400
to
and should be more
Walmart
than
and it's
that.
Was
officially
it?
on video on demand.
Ah, that's right. It just got on VOD.
Barely.
Yeah, you're right, guys. So 442 million worldwide. That's pretty insane. You're right. There is levels to this shit, but I think it's important to note that cinema's always evolving, and we always wanted to. And we always wanted to reach the next thing, despite how much we cringe at certain situations. For instance, despite the fact that Chris Nolan's film is doing incredible and it's playing in film projectors. They've asked IMAX, like, hey, you guys are having success in 70 millimeter IMAX. Why don't you do this more? And he's like, then it's IMAX was straight up like, it doesn't make sense for us to install projectors. It's
too expensive.
It's too expensive, and they don't even make the parts anymore.
There's few.
It's just there's 41 theaters across the globe doing
saw
this.
the-
41 total, not like 4,100. 41 theaters doing 70 millimeter IMAX worldwide.
And we're going to be one.
Yeah, we're gonna go to one, but it's one of those things that's like bittersweet to me, as like, fuck, man, like not even Chris Nolan and IMAX can like fight to put more film projection. If they can't do it, what kind of hope do we have for celluloid screenings?
By the way,
right?
like I think he mentioned too, all the 2 a.m. and 7 a.m. and like everything is just sold out for weeks.
Yeah. And even if at that juncture we can't save celluloid screenings, it's a little sad. But at the same time, I think that makes it precious. No, it makes it like, if you can't get tickets for this thing, you know, it's a
takes it back
rare,
as- yeah.
it's a rarity.
I feel like it's the same level as like a concert now, you know,
Sure.
like where they go on these like tours with this print and all that kind of stuff.
That's
and
what Tarantino
I mean, that's
did.
what you hope for. You hope that with
Yeah.
like movies, that people will still have the kind of like fandom and care where when somebody makes a new film, they can travel it around and you'll
sure.
want to go and see them.
Yeah, I think so. And I think,
to the point that you gotta like scalp tickets. You gotta buy scalp tickets.
or you have to travel, in our case, we have to travel 6 hours from here to watch a 70 millimeter IMAX print. We have to go all the way to Phoenix.
The Hollywood Reporter talking about people who are traveling like cross country.
They did, and what makes me happy about that is a year ago or 2 years ago, when One Battle After Another was like firing up, PTA was talking about Oppenheimer, and he mentioned us. He mentioned El Paso. Like, I know film buffs that traveled from El Paso to Dallas to screen a film on 70 millimeter. And I mean, yeah, man, if you care enough for it, you'd be willing to make the hike. So anyways, I think that it's a special ongoing conversation, and I don't think people should be looking at it as who's going to win out, you know, who's going to win the battle of formats. It almost doesn't matter, as long as we're all in agreement that certain films, most films, should be seen in a theater, should be an event that you get excited for before you just see it on VOD. I think if we're all in agreement for that, you know, do whatever format makes you happy, I guess. And did you guys watch anything else before we move on to CB4? Anything worth noting?
Film? No.
Very quickly, we did get to see American Graffiti, which was like my first time watching, but it's one of my dad's favorite films.
Yeah.
So I was really curious what that was going to be like. I just expected like Rocky. But like, because,
That's interesting though.
Yeah, because all the films that he likes, I feel like are very much like
Dad movies.
Yeah, Dad, Lone Wolf McQuade.
Yeah.
Guy walks into like a room and has to like kung fu his way out. Like I don't know what I was expecting, and especially like when you said, "Oh, it's George Lucas," I'm like, what is about to happen? And then I saw Harrison Ford. I'm like, I'm so blind at what I'm about to experience, and seeing this.
I'm glad you walked out of it the same way I walked out of it when I saw it a while back, which was like, why didn't George Lucas just keep doing this? Like, he just went into Star Wars land and never came out. Because American Graffiti's so fucking good.
I made a joke with Carlos, and then it's like,
it's so good.
It was like, dude, like really? He like left like this beautiful
Intimate,
texture
beautiful,
and tone and these interesting character dynamics for like Misa Jaja Binks and Misa think that we should go over here to Thailand. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like,
man. But I mean, he also became a billionaire for it and created the. What is the new the museum he's about to open? The Museum of Narrative Storytelling, multi-billion-dollar museum in LA. Oh, it's incredible, dude. Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. Look at this fucking design. Look at this thing. His own money, by the way, investing money on the museum for motion pictures.
That can't be real.
No, this is entirely real. It's about to open.
God, it looks like a spaceship,
dude. It's billions of dollars. $1 billion spaceship in LA. It nears completion. Yeah, like this thing's about to open. Cool. It's pretty wild. September. This opens in September.
2 more months.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, man, it's wild. But George Lucas, he took his own turn. And like before Star Wars, he was doing like, aside from American Graffiti, the film that really got him on the map was THX 1138. And
this is a cool website.
Yeah, it is.
I keep trying to scroll down and it just zooms into pictures.
That's so kind of cool. I was wondering if you were just zooming into her for
I was trying to scroll down.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, Lucas just took his own path, man. But people forget why I keep defending Lucas is because Lucas was Francis Ford Coppola's protege. Francis Ford Coppola produced American Graffiti. Like it was their companies who like produced this thing, and he was in the American Zoetrope days with Coppola. He was hanging out with our heroes and making films and just doing his thing.
Yeah,
what is THX? What is that?
THX is a sci-fi film. It was technically a student short that impressed Coppola.
About George Lucas?
Yeah, George Lucas directed this thing, man. Like, it's pretty wild. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall. Yeah, I was thinking like, who the hell is that?
Walter Murch co-wrote it with him. Walter Murch editing Walter Murch, like sound design Walter Murch, blink of an eye Walter Murch. So like it. Again, George Lucas is a good storyteller, man. He got lucky with a hit early in his career. I mean, Fox took a chance on.
But what do you think it is? It kind of like once you make that much money, like that level of money, I think that
he
inspiration.
Was just passionate. Like he meant Star Wars to be like, not to be comparing them, but he meant Star Wars to be like an Odyssey, an opera. It's literally a space opera. So he saw a lot of like poetic merit in Star Wars. He intended it to be that. He didn't intend it to be what it became.
A nerd
Yeah,
fest.
but you would think like somebody like Spielberg or somebody that just loves to do films, just like Lucas, that will continue. Like eventually, like 10 years down the line, like I gotta make something.
I also feel like look at
right.
What is it called, Cameron? Like I mean, I think Cameron he just had big success early on,
but he still kept doing movies.
No, but then now it's kind of like. If Cameron's only ever known for making like Avatar 15 and it's like
they just
space natives, like that's kind of what he wants, and he's like that's something that I've always loved and I believe in, and I find like he's blending his passions for like oceanography.
Oh yeah,
with,
yeah.
Like,
I'm so down with that too. Yeah.
Like, so I feel like Lucas felt like maybe he explored what he needed to explore with Star Wars, and then they wanted to continue the franchise, so that's why he's like.
Mind you, he hasn't really directed anything since fucking episode 6. Yeah, Phantom Menace. So, like, he just wasn't Phantom Menace?
Yeah.
The last one.
Pretty sure.
Episode 6?
Episode 3.
That's
Revenge of the... No.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. That was his last film.
Phantom Menace is episode 1, fool.
Oh, okay.
Dang. We're going to get a lot of fan comments. They're going to be like, get your shit right, bro.
Anyways, we got to bring it back.
I know.
To the film we got to discuss.
Straight out of Compton.
Straight out of Low Cash.
CB4, ladies and gentlemen. This film stars Chris Rock, Nelson George, and
a young
Alan
Chris
Payne
Rock.
and Deezer D, with Chris Elliott making a great kind of cameo. Charlie Murphy doing a great villain role. But yeah, this film was one of those things that like I kind of just wanted to throw in the mix for Hood Comedy Month because I saw it when I was a kid a lot. For some reason, it was just like always on cable or like it was just in
what type of cable did you have? I never saw this in cable.
It was just like thrown in the Hood Comedy mix, and
Comcast.
I remember seeing like I think what caught my attention at first was all these rap cameos, like legit rap cameos. Like, what is this? A documentary on some band I've never heard of? And that you get kind of fooled that way, and then you start seeing like, oh, it's this, and it's funny. On this screening, I'm realizing that it really just is a commentary on the rap game in general.
The music industry.
Yeah, like J. Cole talked about this in a recent interview, where J. Cole's like, if you put me in a room with a rapper, I'm going to call myself the best rapper alive. But in my normal life, I don't care about being the best rapper alive. I'm just Jermaine. Like, I don't care. Like, it's a persona. When I put on the cape, I'm a rapper.
That's a big
word,
persona. When I don't
put on the cape, I'm just Jermaine riding a bike in New York. Like, that's what he says. So, like, that's kind of what the rap game is in a sense. You want these people to be real in the hood, and you assume or hope that a lot of their stuff is credible and they come from the neighborhoods they say they do, or they actually do the do the things they say. But at the same time, it's like, no, dude, they're kind of just putting on an act half of the time. And
that's still relevant today, what we see with Instagram, right?
Absolutely.
It's right there in our face.
Yeah.
What's this one reminded me a lot, very interesting, like, I guess, perspective, but of...
Which one?
It just came out, I think, like, it was Oscar nommed a couple of years ago. American...
I know exactly what you're talking about. The book writer, American history. Oh God, what is it called?
Yeah.
What is it about?
You know what I'm talking about, Austin, right?
We saw it. It's
American something fiction.
American fiction.
Okay.
And
yeah.
What happened is that it's this guy who, it's the black literature professor who.
Oh, so you saw it?
Yeah. I remember
that. Like when he's trying to write, like stories that matter to him and talk about the human experience, and then his publicists are like, it's not black enough. You got to make it blacker, and
Johnny Walker Black,
and it's
Johnny
interesting
Walker
because then he ends up making this whole fake narrative about how his real life was that he was in prison. He went through these things. He wrote a story about it, but he's running from the law, so he can't use his real name, and that's what started selling. And it's this kind of thing of like, I don't know. It's just interesting that people have to play that like dual persona, and I think especially like in rap community, looking tough is the thing.
That's a very serious like commentary. In this case, it's a comedy that leans into the absurdity because it's true. Like this thing borrowed from so many hip hop moments that actually happened. Like the NWA stuff and them getting arrested for singing "Fuck the Police" and that kind of stuff.
Really?
Like all that stuff actually happened. Like the cops, it comes out in their biopic too.
Yeah,
where they're like, the police goes and tells them, "You're in this city, you're in our city. You can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do this," and they're like, "Fuck it," and they got arrested for it. But
did that come out in the movie?
It did make it into that. And again, a commentary on those things where later you end up finding out, oh, that dude didn't really do that. It was all fake, or a lot of that beef came up when. The whole Kendrick Drake beef, where Kendrick comes from Compton and he grew up in that kind of society where Drake's Canadian, and is he really rapping about being a gangster when he's from Canada and shit like that? So there's a lot of that gets thrown into the conversation when it comes to the rap game because...
Well, one of the biggest ones was Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
He was a really like gangster rapper. Raps really well, but supposedly he came from a good home. He studied.
Yeah.
So it's all about the persona that you put out.
It is, but at the same time,
or what sells.
Like Ice Cube's always taken an approach of like, I wrote about what I saw in Compton, not what I lived necessarily. Like that's Where do you blur the lines in this situation?
What's salable? Yeah.
But again, the CB4 tries to explore that and explored it in '93 at the height of gangster rap, quite literally at the height of gangster rap. Right, this was right before the I'm trying to think when did next episode Dr. Dre era. This is right at the tail end of,
because I thought Chronic was in '92.
Yeah, it was. So
he had already left. The group had already.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so they make
that's
this
why
film?
Eazy was doing his own fucking thing, even in the film. And this one, like Eazy makes a cameo, and he's like with his boys. He's with Ruthless. where like Ice Cube is also doing his solo stuff. Like, yeah,
that's interesting that they all kind of like came along just to do these cameos when that thing was kind of like blowing out of proportion. That's kind of crazy.
It's kind of wild. But again, at the height of the gangster rap era, you're talking about these dudes who also like, for a true hip hop head, it's paying homage to all of hip hop. Like it's literally the opening credits are going through the history of hip hop chronologically, starting with like the Sugar Hill Gang and Eric B. and Rakim and Grandmaster Flash, Run DMC. Like it's going chronologically through hip hop and then kind of ending up in this era. But I think it's fascinating, despite the fact that this is an absurd comedy. It's funny. It's mad funny. Yeah.
That song that they were singing at the end.
I said a hip hop.
Yeah.
To the hip hop. Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah, and that guy, isn't he credited like being like one of the first?
One of the first.
Yeah.
Often mistaken for the first hip hop song ever, but it's not. There's a couple artists right before them that did it. But Sugar Hill Gang is highly
what's
regarded.
What's the first like rap song?
I forget.
The first Personality Jock King Tim III by the Fatback Band.
There you go.
In 1979.
Do you know like the lyric? Does it say lyric there? Maybe do you know it?
I don't remember that one. I just remember it was like some
obscure.
That
Rappers Delight was the most
successful.
Rappers
up and down the
Delight was
court.
like the breaking the form, making hip hop a thing.
I used to dribble up and down the court.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Sugar Hill Gang, Rappers Delight is
Rappers Delight. I would say. Oh wow, yeah.
Quintessential like first hip hop thing. But yeah, paying homage to all of hip hop, and like. That's why he even says this thing of like Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow was the rapper that influenced Biggie to be a rapper. Like Curtis Blow's the breaks, break them up, break them up, break them up. That's Curtis Blow and all these. Again, it is paying homage to proper hip hop in a good way.
Yeah.
But packaged through a comedy film. This was like Chris Rock had probably just gotten off SNL. He did New Jack City, which did big. He did. Where he plays a crackhead. Is it New Jack City where he plays a crackhead?
Yeah, but this is the first role where he kind of like leads the film, which is really good.
And this coming from a guy who like you're not a big Chris Rock fan, right? You were saying earlier, so like this is
his comedy was never really my kind of comedy because he was one of those like, well, the black guy and the white guy.
But you know what? I was always exposed. I was exposed to his comedy much later. I was exposed to his comedy films first as a kid, like Head of State. Was one of the first comedies. We should have done Head of State for this series, but Head of State is like way before President Obama, and it's Chris Rock becoming president of the United States.
Yeah.
And his brother, Bernie Mac, played by Bernie Mac, being like his vice president. It's so good, man. But the Chris Rock hood comedies of the late 90s, early 2000s were just great. They were so funny. But again, him coming off the success of SNL and these like small parts in big films. And him finally being able to lead a film. I don't know that this film did great necessarily. I certainly don't think like it's revered as even like a great hood comedy necessarily, but I don't know. It's got some merit to it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It made some money.
It made triple its budget.
Triple its budget back.
That's good.
It's good. Having guys like Charlie Murphy is great. Charlie Murphy being Eddie Murphy's brother.
Dude, that's another highlight, man. Because I only know him from the Chappelle Show. And this just shows you, like, he had so much talent. Like, he could have done so much more.
He did, and he didn't have to be in the shadow of his brother necessarily.
Exactly.
Like, he just went off and did his thing. And if you haven't seen the Chappelle Show and you haven't seen Charlie Murphy in the Chappelle Show,
Hollywood True Stories.
Incredible. He's quite frankly responsible for Chappelle's most famous skits, the Rick James skit, the Prince skit. That's all Charlie Murphy's true Hollywood stories. Like he would tell.
He was known for telling great stories. Yeah. Like he was a great storyteller. Yeah. You would visually see it when he would tell you.
He died mad too young, man. I think he was 50 when he died.
Yeah.
And
I think he was younger. No,
he might have been. I think he might have been. Maybe right. But Charlie Murphy, if you haven't 58. If you haven't seen the new Eddie Murphy documentary on Netflix, he talks a lot about his brother and
how much he protected him.
Yeah.
He
even has a painting of him like in his house, like of them two together, and it's great. But Charlie Murphy absolutely was his own voice.
Did you know he
exactly? Glad you said it like that.
Did you know he was nominated for a Razzie?
Charlie Murphy
for what?
For worst screenplay for Norbit.
He co-wrote Norbit. I fucking love Norbit. It's so fun.
Hey, man.
I'm down with Norbit, man.
But it was nominated for a Razzie for worst screenplay.
I'm glad that he got a nom.
For a Razzie?
Oh, what's a res?
It's a raspberry.
I'm joking.
Yeah, come on.
I kind of like. I'm okay with that because Charlie Murphy was like didn't give a fuck about Hollywood and wasn't searching for that. And again, I think Norbit's fucking hilarious. He makes a cameo in that too. Like that. He doesn't play one of the pimps. He plays something else though. I don't know. I forget, but. Charlie Murphy's fun, man. Like his stuff's fun.
And even Phil Hartman, a fellow SNL.
Hartman, that's right. You were talking about Phil Hartman from where did you see him?
He's an SNL guy, but
one of the Jingle All the Way, I think you said, or
from Jingle All the Way. Like that's the only place I really recognize him from.
Isn't Phil Hartman the guy that had like a heart attack on set, and they had to like rush him to the ER or something like that?
That happened, like in SNL?
No, maybe I'm thinking about somebody else, another set, but maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. But yeah, again, a lot of great voices. Chris Elliott plays the documentarian, like this white dude wanting to like direct a documentary about a black group and him being excited to be thrown in the world. And this is my first drive-by. Like
that's a good cast.
It's so fun. It's so fun. I guess let's move on to ratings. What are we thinking about this?
What did we do for how high?
We did like comedy. I think we just did a comedy rating.
Yeah, but this we can't. I mean, it's up to you guys.
Think so?
Yes. Though in my opinion, it has a lot to say about hip hop and society.
100%.
Let's continue doing just comedy rating.
Yeah, comedy rating, and
All right, Carlos, who goes first? Everybody in this room except you was their first time screening it.
That's true, including Ricky. Ricky would have to give us his rating.
Rest in power.
Moment of silence for Ricky.
All right, you first.
8-4.
8-4. Whoa, for comedy.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
I really like this was. Am I allowed to say it's the whitest black film I've seen?
The whitest black film?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think no. It's like I felt like it had similar like jokes and comedic beats to like
Airplane or
like the last one we watched. Which one was
How
it?
high?
How high?
How high?
Yeah,
and,
dude. I felt like the Heimlich thing was a play on like the airplane.
Yeah,
like everybody getting in a line to try to
you're doing it wrong, and they just like kill him because they don't know what to do.
Probably.
It's stupid.
It's got that slapstick to it.
I love
also,
the comedy beats and the way it builds up your expectations, and then it like subverts them. And then also, I really like the story structure. Like I think it always kept me on my toes because it begins as this like mockumentary, and you think, oh, okay, it's just like I was thinking of what's the Lonely Island doc or the
Never Stopping
the
pop star?
Yeah, Never Stopping or whatever the hell. But I thought, it's gonna be one of those, and that's cool. Like like we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it really
but then
was
I like
one of those.
that.
You're right.
It just kind of breaks early on. It's like, hey man, I'm just gonna be real with you. This is our story, and then goes into it.
And then like the 405, the 505. This is the 405, the busiest freeway in fucking LA, where he's too crazy to go into this, and it subverts your expectations. It's like he's gonna go into the hood. It's like no, he just goes into LA traffic, and that's where he tells the story. It's great.
And then all the people in the background while they're in the car.
Oh gosh, the alien and the guy with the things in his hair, the curlers,
and then the two rocker guys, the guy with the whiskey and the syrup. Yeah.
So
I think that's also what I liked about it, and it
didn't take itself too seriously.
No, it matched my sensibilities when it comes to like comedies like Airplane and all that kind of stuff. Is the fact that there was so much background comedy. There's so much weird stuff just going on in the background to let you like play with if you notice it, and then it jumps back and it has a really good joke. Yeah. Also, that whole scene of Chris Rock and his homie getting the same girl and then matching the scenes, and it was the weirdest thing to watch.
The doll?
You know what's funny about the doll? He was a little bit fatter because Chris Rock was skinny and his doll was a little chubby.
I think the best way they open it up. The best way they open it up where he's carrying her and then he throws her on the bed and then flip over. Chris Rock's like it's like
take me.
Yeah,
it's so great. 8-4.
8-4.
Everybody hates Chris.
Good movie.
Mr. Young.
Hi, how you doing? This is great.
Not being on camera?
Yeah, it's fantastic. They can't tell that I'm a nude guy.
It's fantastic.
I don't have a shirt on right now.
Good. Just the way we like it. Go on. Give us your rating without a shirt.
Do it.
Do
it.
Where you at?
I think I'm sitting like at a 8-1.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Soft 8? All right.
It got me a couple times. It was funny.
Yeah.
And,
but it kept
was
you
just
soft.
Well, when the doll came up, it got me soft.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. No, but I'd say about a soft 8, yeah.
All right.
Also, the fact that they weren't afraid to just really lean into it because they match in the worst way. To just cutting in closer. And it's,
again,
the doll
leading
with
into
a
the
wig.
absurdity of it all.
yeah,
The comedy. It's so fun.
Castro,
Mr. Castro, where you
Castro,
at?
what's the
Where you
right
at with
answer?
this?
You know what? I had trouble. I liked it.
Trouble.
Here
I had
comes
trouble with how much he was exaggerating. I know it's a parody. I know you're
Like
supposed
the
to.
character?
The way he was walking, I feel like he could have done a little bit more of a more memorable instead of just exaggerated.
No, but his whole
But
thing,
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
his whole
it grew on
character
me.
was that he's copying the dude who disrespected him.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Which is
But
funny because at the end he was copying Easy.
Yeah.
yeah. And I think wasn't the manager like Don King?
Yes, I think it was Don
Right?
King.
It was
You're
kinda
right.
like-
No, it's Willard Pugh. Willard Pugh. He
No,
looked
but for
like
sure.
Don King.
But that was
Yeah,
the
I
one that
believe
kind
it.
of like mimicking. I guess.
I buy that.
But no, it grew on me for sure. And then it's not a flawless film, but
Oh shit, he played Harpo in The Color Purple. That's where I knew
I haven't
him
seen
from.
The Color Purple.
Oh, dude, that's one
that-
of my favorite Spielberg films. No bullshit. It's maybe because I read the novel too, but like
Why do I relate it to
love
Prince?
The Color Purple. No, because
You're
it's
thinking of
Purple,
Purple
Rain.
Rain.
Oh, okay.
No, The Color Purple is like this late 1800s, early 1900s, like story about a family and them kind of coming out from poverty and what social norms were with women and slavery, post-slavery. It's such a
Nah, man, I
great,
really like
great
the color green. Have you seen Green?
That's really good. No, but
Featuring
honestly, like
Oprah
Spielberg
Winfrey.
directed the hell out of that, and it's a predominantly black film. Oprah won an Oscar.
Oh, there we go. That's
Whoopi
what I remember
Goldberg
too,
won an
yeah.
Oscar for
There
these
you go.
films. Like, it's so good. I highly recommend The Color Purple. But yeah,
No, yeah. I mean, it's not flawless, but I really like it. I'll give it an 8-1.
all right.
Just
this is about the
because
same.
I was actually impressed with Chris Rock, the way he carried this film, and for him being so young and,
Yeah,
and seeing
for
that
sure.
he has a presence,
For
like
sure.
he can carry a film. That was fun. And then also just the nostalgia of it. We were talking about it. I grew up in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing a lot of things that kind of happened the way I remember watching it on TV and the news. That's a big plus for me for this
sure.
film. And the reason I don't give it a 7 is just Charlie Murphy.
Murphy.
He really surprised me.
Charlie Murphy.
Yeah. I just never knew he had that type of a range.
Yeah.
Who's the guy who was with him that had like the cigarette like
The
talking
larynx,
device?
The larynx.
Yeah, you were saying like, but who is he like?
It's 'cause so there's a rapper called the DOC. Oh God, that's the actor.
Oh man, what? That's one hell of a like
For
headshot.
real. There's
Castro, that's what you're turning into your acting.
Cuban. There's a rapper called the DOC.
Yeah.
That
Doc.
The Doc, yeah, the DOC, who was part of Dr. Dre's like crew. He was signed to Aftermath, if I'm not mistaken, and he was a legendary rapper. There's a video circulating out there right now of Eminem. Look, he was in the Defiant Ones, the Eminem documentary.
Yeah.
the Dr.
I
Dre
remember seeing
documentary.
that one.
So there's a video circulating right now where Eminem is rapping his lyrics like the Doc was crazy. He was doing this and that, and then
He does
the
that.
Doc
That's pretty
is
cool.
somewhere there, like in the background. And he's like, "Yo, Doc, what was that lyric that you were rapping?" It was like I
Oh,
couldn't
shit, that's
get it.
dope.
Eminem is saying like, I couldn't get it, and the Doc like breaks it down for him. He's like, "What the fuck were you thinking of, man? How did you write that?"
Yeah, I've seen
like,
that.
He's
Yeah.
a
I've seen
legendary
that.
MC, and he got into a car accident, and he fractured his larynx. His like speaking box, basically, so he could never rap again.
Oh,
so he doesn't use the thing exaggeratingly like that, but when he talks like this. That's how he talks now. But he was a rapper, like he was a legendary MC. He's from Dallas too, by the way. Like
I kind
he's
of wish I had a
Texas
better
MC.
ending. I kind of wish like he kind of found a way how to rap.
No, I don't think he ever did it. I
That
mean, he just
sucks.
still hung around, and I think he ended up producing records. But like,
Hell yeah.
I think that's who they're
crazy
making
how
fun
even
of.
that references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was such a fun character.
Yeah.
So I give it an 8-1. Yeah,
8-1.
it's something that I think I would have rated it a little higher if I saw it when you saw it. Like,
Maybe.
when it early came out. But
That's fair.
some of the
That's
jokes didn't land on me.
Sure.
Sometimes they kind of like grew old, but
fair. Yeah.
it got me on a couple of parts.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it had good beats where it needed to, and
Yeah.
then it also knew when it wanted to be a little bit more serious and when
Right.
it wanted to be a little bit more like comedic. Like the moments when the dad shows up,
Sure.
or when like his girlfriend shows
Right.
up. I love how those are like the jokes kind of stop, but it's meant to really key in on like
Remind you on
yeah,
how
it's
Yeah,
kind
kinda
of
like,
like,
yeah.
this
ridiculous
is
this
this
is.
is somebody who liked you before you were this person.
Yep.
Why are you changing for them? Or even the dad being like, I love his line of like, toaster works, TV works, why aren't you working? Like, I love all of his little like one line dad quips. But yeah,
I will say,
Carlos, what's the right answer?
No, I'm in the neighborhood of you guys. I'll be a little more generous, and it has nothing to do with nostalgia. I'll go to an 8.5. It has everything to do with the fact that I do think this is a commentary on the rap game that is still relevant. I think that, like, by the same token, that as much as you want to feel like these dudes are authentic, they're hired.
You never know.
Yeah, they're trained monkeys for the record labels. They just are. They're part of a circus, and that's not just rappers. That's every act you're favoriting, whether it's Taylor Swift or
some might even call them plants.
Yeah, industry plants and stuff like that, right? Like it's still a commentary on the music industry, but more specifically putting a magnifying glass on hip hop, and that's still being a relevant thing. Where what sells hip hop? Like Castro and I were getting into this conversation when Drake's new album came out, or albums. He released 3 albums, and I'm like, no, he's doing this, and I think this album's the best. And he's like, but I just like when Drake spazzes out, when he just goes at it, and he's like the toughest rapper in the room. And it's true, like that's what hip hop is, the genre you listen to at the gym to fucking lift weights and to, like, you know, like Eminem has a great record with his band D12 called Fight Music. It's fight music. It's just
Till I Collapse is a really good one.
Till I Collapse. So like this genre of hip hop really lives in that space, and unfortunately it comes with the territory of violence, and not to mention the height of the gangster. I think quite literally what killed, no pun intended, the gangster rap era was the death of Biggie and Tupac.
And it was what is this, 93?
Yeah, it spun the game out of control, and the hip hop became something else. It became flashy and chains and grills, and the early 2000s hip hop into the mainstream of the Nellies and the obviously Eminem was part of that conversation, but
the violence definitely went down. It was kind of like a reality check, like, whoa, things could go a little too far with this, for sure, because we lost 2 greats.
Yeah, and it's still happening. I mean, you still see the shootings and the violent nature of hip hop still happening and stuff like that. But like I was talking to somebody recently about Tory Lanez and him shooting Megan Thee Stallion and that whole controversy where he's in prison.
He's in prison right now. Yeah,
so like it's still very much an element of the hip hop genre, but I think this film captures how absurd it is. Like, you don't have to be that. You could just love music and be a rapper. And I think that's the moral of the story at the end, right? It's like, well, I'm just going to be plain old Albert, but I'm still going to rap. And the homage they pay to hip hop, the homage they pay to Rapper's Delight. Yeah. And that's how they end the film. So I think it's got a little more to say than people might give it credit for. So I'm at an 8.5. I'll give it an 8.5.
I want to ask you this, as a director, is this guy's the first director?
Tamara Davis directed this, a woman director who I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what else she did.
Is that why the female characters were so dynamic?
Probably. Look, it's a white woman. It's a white woman. She directed Half Baked, dude.
Oh, wow.
Scroll down. Half Baked.
No way.
Billy Madison.
There's no way. She directed or she produced?
No, she directed.
Props, dude.
She directed that Crossroads Britney Spears movie. That's actually pretty decent. I had a sister growing up. She liked it.
Yeah, I had it when I was 13.
Yeah, I had it when I was 13. I had the DVD.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, man, she's got some films under her belt, mostly music videos.
That's cool. What would you do different with this type of film if you directed it?
I think this is a key example of a good remake. The way they remade, say, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, with a more serious tone and adding a little more stakes.
That's an interesting comparison.
I think this film has a potential to be like, hey, yeah, this is a comedy, and the absurdity kind of points at how ridiculous this whole situation is. But if we took it to the next level and set it even in modern times,
give it a little
edge, give it a little more dramatic beats, I think this could be something, man. Like just a commentary on hip hop still.
Give it some of that euphoria lighting.
Maybe.
And a gun.
The absurdity of maybe the scene that was missing or a scene that was missing. I guess he does smoke crack in there for comedic, because his character in New Jack City's a crackhead. That's what they're paying homage to, obviously.
Where did he smoke crack? I don't know.
He smoked crack, and there's like a little piece where he's like,
it's like
sweating, and he's like smoking crack.
When he's looking at all of his like buddies, and they're on their solo career.
Yeah. And he's on the couch smoking crack.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and he's like smoking crack real quick, and then like the next scene is
Chris Rock reenacts his crack smoking scene with the same facial expressions and wearing the same clothing from New Jack City. But yeah, I think like
who are they referencing with the one rapper who just became way too like Black Power kind of like Black
I was trying to-
any like hip hop, like Public
Mace?
Enemy did that.
Mace?
Mace had that a little bit, but
Mace
he
went
went
full.
Nah, boy, he went into like Bad Boy and did the Bad Boy thing.
No,
You're
but
saying
after-
Boy, he's a pastor now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like after that, he just.
No, but they were catering to more, like for instance, like Wu-Tang.
Yeah, but that was 2000. That was 2000.
He's directly parodying Flavor Flav.
Flavor,
and
yeah, Public Enemy. Yeah, Public
Flav
Enemy
Flav.
was.
What happened to Flav Flav?
Well, he was in the film.
Yeah, I know, but
He
like,
became a reality TV star.
he
he had a
did.
show called Flavor of Love.
I got married with the big tall chick from Rocky 4 or 5.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He just bought a lot of clocks. Yeah, but Public Enemy was a political rap group for sure.
Oh, yeah.
There was a
100%.
handful of those who did like.
Flavor Flav was more of a
There
hype
was
man.
a big, I guess resurgence, maybe just rise of Muslims, right, in the Muslim culture and religion. Wu-Tang adopted a lot of that. If you guys see the Wu-Tang series in Staten Island, you see how people like the RZA, they were influenced by Muslim principles. So that influenced that type of hip hop for sure. It's like in connection to
like Islamic.
I think what are they called, the 1%ers or the 2% or something like that. It's an actual religion. But a lot of hip hop groups became a political. They loved Malcolm X. They loved a lot of.
Yeah, we definitely see that with Tupac. He was a big Black Panther guy.
Yeah.
He was,
And a lot of guys, and it really does come down to this. A lot of guys who go to prison, they find religion in prison, right? So a lot of them would find Muslim principles, and the Islamic, the Nation of Islam is the actual title for it.
Same thing happened to Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Came out.
Nation of Islam.
I think he changed, right? I think, yeah.
Muhammad Ali. I mean, like, there's a whole thing. That's where he got his name.
There we go.
because of
Yeah.
the Nation of Islam. So it did influence naturally their art. So Public Enemy, well, that's where it's parodying. But again, parodying
this is pretty good then.
being the operative word, because parody. Ice-T was part of that conversation too. Like Ice-T went from like
he kind of started the
gangsta
whole.
hip-hop.
He started the whole police. Brutality thing.
Yeah, Rodney King. This was
He was the
again,
godfather of that.
Yeah, for sure.
100%
There was a
Ice-T.
film called Colors. I think it's with Sean Penn. Ice-T did a song called Colors. That was one of his most famous songs, and it's about colors of gangs and red versus blue. But
Yeah,
also how
I do
red and
remember
blue
that
is
now.
into police. And there's again, hip hop just says a lot, man. It just says a lot on what people are seeing in the streets and how that influences them. And this film, though parodying it, it is what hip hop takes a turn on. Now there's so many, just like rock has so many subgenres, hip hop probably has just as much subgenres of hip hop.
I don't know what's going on with hip hop. I don't know what's that. I don't even know what the.
But it's.
Do you feel like because of the genre that this film is, that like comedy, parody, it does what film does best, which is create a platform for conversation? Because
Sure.
I mean, like,
Sure,
like
I think
something
so.
where I would have never been able to like understand, I guess, all the different avenues that like hip hop has turned into very quickly because of all these references and jokes. Like, oh yeah, that's funny, but it's referencing this guy from over here who did this thing.
Very clever.
Like,
I do think that if rappers and just hip hop heads would watch this film today, they might learn something. Like they might learn a thing or two about like what hip hop is taking a turn to. Like I was seeing a video with Lil Wayne. He's gonna be on Lil Dicky's podcast, by the way, dude. I'm so excited for that. But Lil Wayne was apparently there was a beef between him and 21 Savage, where like Lil Wayne, according to Lil Wayne, doesn't listen to any modern hip hop. Like he doesn't listen to anything. He doesn't know who's hot.
Blame him, dude.
And he said at one point somebody asked him like, "What do you think about 21 Savage?" And Lil Wayne was like, "There's a rap group with 21 rappers. What are they? The new Wu-Tang? Like, what the hell is this?" And 21 Savage took that personally, like, "What the hell? You don't know my music." And it's like,
Go back to
dude.
Canada. He's talking shit like that.
But again, the absurdity of like SNL made a joke about it, and they used Drake as the vehicle because Drake was the special guest, and they used this thing where like they're like in the writer's room, like cracking jokes, and then like somebody makes fun of Drake. And he writes a song about it.
Oh, okay,
and like
yeah.
immediately writes a song about it, like right in the room. And they're absurd songs.
that.
They're stupid, but it's like Pete Davidson's like, again, a commentary on hip hop, right? But it's there's a lot to say. There's a lot to say on, whether hip hop has evolved, and a lot of people think it's evolved in the right ways. A lot of people don't. I'm kind of in the middle. I think there's like...
I think it's just being passed around to the wrong people. There's still right people there, but it's just being passed along.
But it's like cinema. It's like the ones that are hot right now are the TikTok rappers, right? And that's what people like us don't like because do they have anything to say? But we still revere the J.
I can't even
Coles.
understand what they say.
Well, we still revere like the J. Coles and we revere the Drakes. And,
true artists.
Yeah, like that. There's still people that's doing it right.
Yeah.
But then you know, a guy that's always like baffled me is like Juice WRLD, who like died. But Juice WRLD was like hot and everybody loved him, but he was getting respect from the kids and he was getting respect from Eminem. And like,
because like you said, he did his homework. He knew the people that came before him, and like especially when he rapped like for 10 minutes over Eminem beats. Like, wow, this guy knows where things came from.
And then ended up being on an Eminem song because of it. Like Eminem dug it and shit. So there's still like, I don't know why. Like if you're a hip hop head and you see something like CB4, what I get reminded of a ton is. Which is one of my favorite songs, and it's probably 5 years old at this point, is J. Cole's Middle Child. J. Cole's Middle Child talks about him feeling like he's still revering his OGs who are still alive and still rapping and paying homage to them, but also saying, like, I got the kids right behind me, and I'm kind of trying to teach them some shit, too.
With the song 1985?
1985, yeah. Like him putting, what's the kid's
Little
name?
Pump.
Little Pump in his place.
Yeah.
And... yeah, man, like that song
those are the ones that still keep
has a lot to say.
Yeah.
There's a song he did with 21 Savage called A Lot where he talks about that too, like him going into the studio and seeing 21 Savage being this gangster rapper who still has his kids running around in the studio and shit. And how he reveres that. There's again still a lot to say about where the rap industry is going and the reason I bring up Drake a lot, too, is because people don't recognize just how important his influence in the game is right now in terms of the record labels. He's basically just being an independent rapper exiting major record labels and kind of showing everybody else, like, you don't need that. You can just do your own thing.
He kind of went on a kamikaze. Like, he didn't die yet, but he went against his record label. That's insane to do. And then he put out 3 albums, trying to be strategic, trying to get out of the contract. Yeah. He's just teaching the younger ones
that you can just do your own thing and you don't have to be the record label's puppets and shit like that. And I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a resurgence of indie hip hop labels getting distribution through the majors, but doing their own thing. Yeah. Does it sound familiar? The Aftermaths, the Ruthless Records, indie labels getting distributed by a major. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's something to say about the industry and where it's turning. And again, I think CB4 at least presents a platform, like you said, of conversation for hip hop heads to be like, so there is a lot of reference to how absurd one side of the industry is and how cool it can be if you just be yourself and just do your thing.
The whole goal of like parody is to be able to like have a safe place where you can actually talk about that thing. You can make fun of the absurdism of everything, but still
because from the get-go you're already saying, hey, it's a joke.
It's a joke. Yeah.
No, and you have to open it up that way, because if you don't open it up that, everything's a joke and all that kind of stuff, then people are like, oh, so you really think that? It's like, no. But
it's worth mentioning, worth putting it in there. Yeah.
It's also worth noting that I think it creates conversation too to like pierce through to the mainstream in a take me seriously way. The early 2000s was known for hip hop films finally being taken seriously. Though the late 90s presented a place where like things like Juice and Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood and these kind of hood dramas that have a lot of hip hop influence. I mean, Tupac was the lead actor for Juice, for crying out loud. And what's the one where they go to college? Him and Omar Epps, Higher Learning. And there's a few of those films where hip-hop culture was influencing them already. And then you get into the space of like the 8 Miles and the Hustle and Flows. And
50 Cent's...
Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah. I mean, the first two were Oscar-winning films, okay? 8 Mile won an Oscar. Eminem was one of the first rappers to win an Oscar.
And for the soundtrack.
And for the soundtrack, for the 8 Mile soundtrack, winning Grammys and shit. Hustle and Flow, 3 6 Mafia were quite literally the first rap group to ever win an Oscar.
Oh, wow, that was a little bit of a boom.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there was this resurgence of like, hey, hip hop is a serious art form. Take us seriously. And I think that's still happening today. I think by allowing, like 50 Cent, though a lot of guys don't give him credit as like a rapper anymore because he made billions off of fucking
No, he's just known for a troll,
or
being a troll.
He's being a troll, but he's also like a legit TV mogul.
Yeah,
like,
he's pretty smart. Even though he went bankrupt, he's pretty smart about it.
Yeah. I mean, producing things like Power and all of the shows he produced. If, as I understand correctly, he just bought a whole soundstage lot in Shreveport.
Oh yeah, I did hear that too.
He's building his own sound stages to produce his own shows. He's Tyler Perrying the game for hip hop based shows.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's something to that. I think there's Drake as an example. Executive produced Euphoria, which is or was the biggest thing the last couple years. That is a very hip hop influenced thing, at least in the beginning. Now it's kind of taken a different turn, I guess. But I think there is that sentiment where by just talking about how important hip hop is and having guys like Obama, when he was in the presidency, he'd release a playlist every year. He still does it. He releases like his top 100 songs that he loves as Obama.
Really?
And most of them are hip hop because he's a hip hop head. So like people taking that art form seriously, even if you're a fan of Broadway or not, Hamilton, they had a night of poetry and art or poetry and culture at the White House where Obama was the president. Cool. And Lin-Manuel Miranda did the first iteration of Hamilton live for them. He performed one song.
Dude, that's so cool.
Everybody thought he was joking and making fun of the White House or the presidency or the birth of this nation. He was presenting a legit hip-hop song that was going to eventually hopefully premiere on Broadway. And look how Hamilton changed the game, a hip-hop Broadway show. Yeah, I don't know. There's just, it's flourishing into different branches and like really, really establishing roots as an art form to both be cautious of, but also take seriously as an art form. And I think hip hop heads have been trying to make people realize that for a long time. Like, yo, we're not fucking around. This thing is saying something. Pay attention. So, I don't know. CB4, ladies and gentlemen.
CB4.
Also.
Also.
I feel like, I don't want to ruin your...
Go ahead.
Go for
you
it,
had the
bro.
perfect ending. You had the perfect ending.
No, go ahead. Also,
you already...
Next week.
Also.
And then Michael's input is...
So, the white man...
is trying to keep us down, Bilal.
I was
land on
going to say something
We landed on premise rock.
Something I've been a little
dude.
bit more like cognizant of, just because like I was seeing this article on the New Yorker, which was really cool. It talked about how in our current society today, there's a lack of the bromance and this concept of like strong male friendships, and it's because with like social media and the fact that we're able to be like connected but distant. You don't see a lot of these like buddy guy to guy strong friendships and all that. And like what's interesting is that you'll see like shows that there's two best friends and they're both guys, but then usually what it is, and you even the guy is Corey Barker, Curry Barker, and his friend, if you look at him, you don't really see two like strong best friends. You usually see one doing something weird and the other one judging him because he's doing that weird thing. And then that's usually kind of how the comedy goes. It's like a buddy walks in on you while you got your pants down, and it's just kind of like, how do we play with this situation?
Who was it this time? Or what?
Yeah, kind of like, I mean, and it's there's a lot of comedy built around that of just like your male buddy kind of like catching you at the wrong time or you seeing him at his worst, but not a lot that there's this sincere kind of like genuine friendship where they're taking care of each other and looking after each other. And that's something we lost. Yeah.
I love you, man.
And when you look at like this movie without it looking like gay or too sentimental and everything like that, you could really tell somebody like Chris Rock has such a strong connection to these friends where they're all trying to be these tough like rapper personalities, but their friendship really shines. Like the fact that he goes over to like his friend's house and the family knows him and he's like, oh, it was like we just finished dinner and it's like, oh, I knew I came too like late and all that kind of stuff. But there's such a strong bond, and I think the more I've been seeing media today and kind of reflecting on that article, I'm realizing how special that is. Like the delicate balance of being able to write these male characters where you can show strong connection, but they still have their persona. They're tough guy.
That's fair. I'm hoping that that's coming back. I just you mentioned Curry Barker. He just directed his follow-up to Obsession, and it's called Anything But Ghosts.
Oh, really?
And
Already?
It's already filmed. Like he's prepping for Texas Chainsaw Massacre next.
Real quick, now that you mentioned Curry Barker, you guys have seen the film, right?
Yeah.
Obsession, yeah.
It kind of annoyed me that he named the cafe the Barker.
Oh, you know what I think it is?
On the nose.
I think it's like if I only had a one shot, like if I didn't know if this was gonna sell or not. And,
okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's like this might just go into like film festivals and not even see the light of day.
He said that it was an homage to his family name.
Okay, maybe I'm speaking out of pocket.
Yeah, it was like Barker's, right?
Yeah, Barker's.
But he could have done it a little bit more subtle, where it's like
I think
that second watch will catch it, but on the first fucking
it's right there.
Oh no, and I think they even have like a cut scene or like a shot right afterwards where it's like they're walking to the bar and it just cuts to the logo in the bar and then pans over to see like the rest of the friends.
Yeah, I agree. But I only bring it up because that comedy is a buddy comedy. It's a horror film, but it's like a ghost. You know, I think it's about two friends who. God, what is it about two friends who like they're like snake oil salesmen. Like they go around saying like, "Oh, we can clear the ghosts from your house."
Okay, that's
that kind of thing. Anything but ghosts. So it's about that, but it's these two. It's
got Aaron Paul and Bryce Dallas.
Yes, dude. Like they got a pretty legit cast for this, man. So like Blumhouse is producing.
That's cool.
This. But anyways, I think that
good
buddy
premise.
Element in films maybe hopefully.
That's kind of like where. I know that when I was showing you guys like my scripts, I like exploring that dynamic.
Yeah.
I think that's something
Makes
very
sense.
interesting that is hard to play into, and you don't see it played in a lot. But in these earlier comedies, I feel like you see a lot more.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This one, brother. Have you seen this one?
I have not.
Oh
Next
my god.
Week, ladies
Next
and
on
gentlemen,
taking Michael to do.
We got two more films for this series of Hood Comedies. We're going to naturally end the series at the very end with the quintessential Hood comedy Friday, or the franchise of Friday. But before...
We're going to do the trilogy.
We're going to do the trilogy. We're going to talk about the trilogy. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about one of my favorite Hood comedies of all time. Just a genius
I just saw it.
Parody film again, which is Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. This is a Wayne Brothers production. It stars the Wayne Brothers. It's produced by them, but it's not directed by them, which is odd.
Was this before their sitcom?
I think it might have been during, either during or before. The Wayne family or the Wayne Brothers.
I know they come from a big family of comedians. The Wayne Bros, right?
Yeah. Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood is just a play on every Hood drama that came out up until that point. Menace to Society. Juice, Boys in the Hood, like all of these Hood dramas that they're just kind of parodying. So it's really fun. And it also is like a cool glimpse of what these guys became with like the Scary Movie franchise. And it's parodying all the scary movie films. So like all the scary films. So this is just a great one. So go watch it. We'll talk about it next week. Thank you guys for tuning into the Watchtower Film Podcast. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you next week. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night, everybody.
Love you guys.